My name is John Bagley. I've been a patient at Atlanta Prosthetics for approximately 17 years. My accident occurred December 8th of 1994. It was a railroad accident. The train derailed and knocked me off, and when it knocked me off, it ran over me. Um, Prior to my accident, I was an active runner. I ran the Atlanta Marathon Thanksgiving Day about 10 days before my accident. Water skier. I'd been married for 1 year. Um, Very active. I'm a bilateral AKBK and an AE, and blind in one eye. Bilateral AKBK is I have my right leg is amputated below the knee, and my left leg is amputated above the knee, and then my above elbow for my arm. My lifestyle, as far as activity goes, how active it is, I'm extremely active. I've got a 9 and 11-year-old daughters. Um, they keep me busy on the water. So I'm water skiing, or either I'm coaching their softball teams or their soccer teams. Um, so between that and of course I work a regular 8-hour day, every day, 5 days a week, and it's there was a period of time where it wasn't as active as far as doing the things that I wanted to do. However, with perseverance and the help of Atlanta Prosthetics, I was able to get to those goals. My newest adventure that I really love is water skiing, and as far as I know, I'm the third triple amputee in the world that ski without modified skis. Um, the skydiving, I love it. Still able to do that, but I can't do it by myself. That's one that I have to go tandem on, so that's a little disappointing. But you know, for the most part, it's better than sitting at home. I met Jim at while I was in the hospital. My case manager had used Jim with several other patients of hers in the past, and she thought very highly of him. Asked for me to meet him. He came to my bedside and sat down and talked. And I knew from the moment he walked in that, you know, that everything was going to be all right at that point. That was 17 years ago. Jim has since had several different positions as a process places, and I've continued to follow him for 17 years. So I've been with Atlanta Prosthetics and Orthotics since the day they opened the doors. One of the things about Atlanta Prosthetics and Orthotics, and Jim Hughes in particular, is that he's always on the cutting edge of the new equipment that's coming out. And I was the first triple amputee in the U.S. to have this sea leg. And now there's no telling how many people have it. But he was on the front end, the front cutting edge of that, of making sure his patients got it, you know. And every time I go back to him, there's 5 or 6 different type of new products when I go back to get a new one that he's got, you know, he's already on the inside about, as far as, you know, what works, what doesn't work. And it's more than just about the latest and greatest. I think he's also a practitioner that, as we call it in engineering, we call it value engineering. I can engineer you the best thing in the world, but is it value added engineering? And just because it's the latest and greatest doesn't mean it's going to be the best for that particular patient's use or purpose. And he's very good at recognizing that and putting the appropriate component on the patient. You know, you feel like it's an entire family you're working with there. You feel like that even though Jim Hughes is my process, I've worked with other process, I've worked with the technicians, I've worked with the office staff, you know, on various things, and it's one family. It's one family.